Hey there, wanderers and night owls, welcome back to Sleepy Crossroads, where we linger at the shadowed edge of the mystical, the arcane, and the downright eerie. I'm your host, and tonight, we're stepping into a world of secrets and symbols, where the line between magic and madness blurs. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, light a candle to summon some courage, and settle in, because we're diving into the enigmatic depths of the AA, or Astrum Argenteum, a magical order founded by the infamous Aleister Crowley that's been weaving spells and mysteries for over a century. This is episode 4, and we're about to unravel a group that's part spiritual quest, part occult labyrinth, and all intrigue. So, grab a talisman, dim the lights, and let's meet at the crossroads. Alright, folks, imagine stumbling across an old book in a dusty shop, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and promises of enlightenment through magic. That's the pull of the AA, a secretive order born in 1907, rooted in the occult visions of Aleister Crowley and his collaborator George Cecil Jones. Known as the Silver Star, it's a group dedicated to spiritual perfection, blending ceremonial magic, Kabbalistic mysteries, and a philosophy that's as seductive as it is unsettling. With whispers of its influence still alive today, the AA is a riddle wrapped in a ritual. So, what's the deal with this shadowy order, and why does it still haunt the edges of the occult world? Let's unravel this 20-minute tale of mysticism, power, and hidden truths, step by esoteric step. Chapter 1. The Dawn of the Silver Star. Let's start in the early 1900s, when Aleister Crowley, poet, mountaineer, and self-proclaimed Great Beast 666 breaks away from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a magical society he joined in 1898. Frustrated with their infighting, Crowley, alongside George Cecil Jones, founds the AA in 1907, aiming to create a purer path to spiritual enlightenment. Drawing from Thelema, Crowley's religion centered on do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. The AA is built on a system of initiations, rituals, and personal transformation, promising to elevate the soul through magic and discipline. The order takes its name from Astrum Argenteum, Latin for silver star, though some say it stands for secret meanings, like Arcanum Arcanorum or even shifting alchemical symbols, depending on your rank. Unlike the Golden Dawn's group lodges, the AA is solitary, with members working one-on-one with a mentor, climbing a ladder of grades from probationer to abscissimus. By the 1920s, it's got followers across Europe and America, drawn to Crowley's charisma and his promise of unlocking the universe's secrets. It's not a cult in the traditional sense, no communes, no mass rallies, but its intensity and secrecy give it that eerie edge. Chapter 2. The Beliefs, Mysticism Meets Will. So, what does the AA believe? It's all about scientific illuminism using mystical and magical methods to achieve personal perfection, guided by the Kabbalistic tree of life. They blend Theravada Buddhism, Vedanic yoga, and ceremonial magic, aiming to align your true will with the universe's cosmic plan. Crowley's central text, the Book of the Law, received from a supposed entity named Iwis in 1904, is their holy grail, proclaiming that every individual's destiny is to discover and follow their unique purpose. The AA is structured like a cosmic ladder, with grades like Neophyte, Zealoter, and Adeptus Minor, each tied to spiritual tasks, meditation, astral travel, even invoking spirits. They believe in mastering both the material and spiritual worlds, using rituals to transcend the ego and connect with higher planes. It's not about worshipping Crowley, but his teachings are law, and the order's secrecy, members only know their mentor and student, creates a web of trust and mystery. They see themselves as humanity's vanguard, perfecting themselves to guide the world into a new era. It's heady, seductive, and a little bit unnerving. Chapter 3. The Rituals, Magic in the Shadows. Let's talk about what goes down in the AA. Picture a lone initiate in a candlelit room, surrounded by sigils and incense, performing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram to clear their space of negative energies. Their work is solitary, guided by texts like Liber E or One Star in Sight, which outline tasks from yoga to complex ceremonies invoking planetary forces. Each grade has its own challenges, meditating for hours, keeping dream journals, or crafting magical tools like wands or talismans. The rituals are intense, demanding discipline and focus. A neophyte might spend months mastering breath control, while an adept could attempt crossing the abyss, a mystical state where the ego dissolves. There's no group worship, members work alone, reporting progress to their mentor, who might be halfway across the world. Ex-members describe it as exhilarating but isolating, with some rituals pushing mental and physical limits. The secrecy's key. no public temples, no flashy gatherings, just you, your mentor, and the pursuit of the great work. It's like a spiritual marathon, and not everyone finishes. Chapter 4. The Controversies, Crowley's Shadow. Now, let's get to the dark side. The AA is tied to Aleister Crowley, a figure who's been called everything from a genius to a charlatan. His reputation, drugs, sex magic, and claims of being the wickedest man in the world cast a long shadow. In the 1920s, the order faced backlash when Crowley's scandals, like orgiastic rituals at his Abbey of Thelema in Italy, hit the papers. Critics called the AA front for debauchery, though members insisted it was about spiritual growth. Fast forward to today, and the controversies linger. A 2024 post on Reddit's r/occult quoted an ex-member who said the order's secrecy fostered paranoia, with some mentors pushing initiates too hard, leading to mental breakdowns. There's also whispers of financial pressure. While the AA doesn't charge fees, members are expected to buy Crowley's books or fund their own rituals, which can get pricey. Post from June 2025 mentioned splinter groups claiming to be the true AA, fighting over Crowley's legacy. And then there's the link to the Ordo Templi Orientis, OTO, a sister group that's faced its own scandals, like lawsuits over leadership in the 2010s. It's a world of magic, but it's not without its shadows. Chapter 5. The Key Players. Let's meet the figures behind this mystical order. Aleister Crowley's the star, a larger-than-life occultist who wrote prolifically, climbed mountains, and courted controversy until his death in 1947. George Cecil Jones, his quieter co-founder, helped shape the order's structure but faded from the spotlight. Today, the AA has no central leader. Lineages trace back to Crowley's students, like Jane Wolfe or Marcello Motta, each claiming authenticity. The real players are the initiates, solitary seekers, often scholars or artists, drawn to the order's promise of enlightenment. Ex-members, like one anonymous poster on r/Thelema in 2024, share stories of transformative rituals but warn of the order's intensity. Mentors, known only to their students, keep the chain alive, guiding initiates through the grades. It's a web of secrets, with Crowley's ghost still looming large. Chapter 6. The AA Today. So, is the AA still around? Oh, absolutely. It's small, maybe a few hundred active members globally, per a 2025 Telemagic Library article, but it's alive, with lineages operating in the US, UK, and beyond. They don't advertise. You find them through occult circles, rare books, or whispered introductions. Websites like AstrumArgenteum.org offer glimpses, with texts and syllabi for initiates, but the real work happens in private, through email or encrypted chats. Their influence is subtle but real. You'll see ideas in occult literature, art, even music. Think bands like Current 93, who weave the Lemmic vibes. Post from July 2025 mentioned AA study groups in London and New York, and a 2024 podcast, Occult Unveiled, explored their rituals, calling them the Ivy League of Magic. There's not a mass movement, but their mystique keeps curious souls knocking. It's a cult for the dedicated, and that's what makes it so alluring. Chapter 7. Why it's still unsettling. Why does the AA matter? Because it's a reminder that the quest for truth can lead to dark, solitary places. Their blend of magic, discipline, and secrecy taps into our hunger for meaning, but the intensity, mental strain, Crowley's controversial legacy, makes it a double-edged sword. In a world where we're all searching for something bigger, the AA feels like a siren's call, promising enlightenment, but at a cost you might not see until it's too late. Plus, it's just such an obscure, gripping tale, a secret order born from a man who danced with demons, still guiding seekers through the shadows. If you're into true crime, the occult, or the mysteries that linger in the corners of our world, the AA is a story that burns like a candle in the dark. Keep your eyes open, wanderers. Alright, that's our dive into the mystical, shadowy world of the AA. I hope you're as spooked and hooked as I am by this obscure order that's been weaving magic for over a century. If you loved this episode of Sleepy Crossroads, drop us a review, share it with your creepy loving friends, and let me know, what's next? Another occult gem like the Temple of Set, or maybe something totally different? Hit me up on X or at sleepycrossroads.com. Check the show notes for sources, like One Star Insight in that Occult Unveiled podcast. Until next time, keep your mind sharp, your heart guarded, and stay safe at the crossroads. Good night, wanderers. Outro music, slow, eerie harp fading into crickets and a distant cosmic wind.